Yes, welcome all to our next class of accountancy. In the last class, we were discussing regarding the introductions, the basics of fundamentals of accounts, that is your syllabus for CA Foundation. Today, we will be formally starting with our new chapter, new study. So, which chapter we are starting with? We are starting with your chapter number 6, unit 3, that is consignment. Sir, we have not studied this chapter. No worries, we will be starting from the scrap. I will be explaining you the basic concepts, the transactions, and then we will learn the accounting. Yes, before starting with the chapter, I will request everyone to prepare a separate notebook for accounts. Yes, a separate notebook will be required because we will be solving many questions. I will be giving you additional questions that also will be solving in the class. So, I will request you to prepare a separate notebook for accountancy. And I will also request to give the page numbers. Sir, why page numbers are required? I will later on tell you that why I am asking you to have page numbers on your notebook. Fine. Let us start formally with our studies, that is consignment. Yes, let us understand with the help of a story the entire transaction and then we will learn. Say for example, there is one company XYZ Limited. Yes, it is a big company. This company is situated, say, in Mumbai. What this company is doing? This company is a car dealer. What type of cars? Yes, say luxury cars. Yes, you can say anything like BMW or something like that. આ કંપની મુંબઈમાં એક કાર ડીલર છે. લેટ અસ બી સ્પેસિફિક, say BMW. This company is having a fair market share in Mumbai. Their XYZ Limited is purchasing BMW cars and selling in Mumbai. Now, there is one person, Mr. A. Where is Mr. A located? Mr. A is located in a comparatively smaller town in Bhavnagar. Yes. Now, please understand what is happening. Mr. A cannot start a showroom of BMW cars. Why? Because he is not having enough capital to sell, to purchase such cars. He is not having enough capital to invest money for bringing the car dealership to Bhavnagar. Furthermore, he thinks that even if he starts a big showroom, he will not be able to earn much because more number of cars will not be sold in Bhavnagar. XYZ Limited in Mumbai is thinking that they need to restrict their sales to Mumbai only because they are not having outlets, they are not having people outside Mumbai where they can sell the cars. XYZ Limited and Mr. A comes into contact. Both are sharing their problems. XYZ Limited is having a problem that he does not have enough number of people who can handle the sales outside Mumbai territory, and Mr. A shares his problem that he is not having enough money to invest in the business. So, what XYZ Limited is saying? XYZ Limited is saying that I will sell you cars which you take to Bhavnagar, and in Bhavnagar Mr. A would in turn sell to different customers. But what problem Mr. A is having? He is not having enough money to pay to XYZ Limited, so he cannot purchase the car and sell to different customers. Now they are bringing in something new. What they are saying? XYZ Limited is having a problem that he is not having enough manpower to expand their business in different cities. Mr. A is having a problem that he is not having enough money to start the business. What they both are deciding? XYZ Limited is telling to Mr. A that I'll send the cars to Bhavnagar. He will just send the cars to Bhavnagar and not sell the car to Mr. A. Remember what XYZ Limited is saying. XYZ Limited will be sending car to Mr. A, but it will not be selling the cars. Means when, say for example, 5 cars are coming to Bhavnagar, whose ownership will be there? Ownership will be of XYZ Limited. Yes, ownership who will be taking the ownership? Ownership will be with XYZ Limited. What Mr. A will be doing? Mr. A will be just holding the cars, holding the possession on behalf of XYZ Limited. So Mr. A's problem is solved that he is not supposed to pay to XYZ Limited. Somewhere the problem of XYZ Limited is also solved to an extent that though Mr. A is not paying to XYZ Limited, but the ownership is also not given to Mr. A. What XYZ Limited is telling? Mr. A, you sell the cars to the customers. You sell the cars to the customers. When a car is sold, yes, say one car is sold to a customer, say for rupees 50 lakhs, then when the car is sold, you sell the car, but in whose name the car will be sold? Please understand, in whose name the car will be sold? The car will be sold in the name of XYZ Limited. Why? Because the ownership still lies with XYZ Limited. When the car is sold, then what Mr. A is supposed to do? He is supposed to collect money, rupees 50 lakhs, and pay that money to XYZ Limited. Yes. Sir, then what is the use of this transaction? Mr. A is not earning anything. No, Mr. A will not be doing this for free. Mr. A will not be doing this for free. Please understand, one car is sold, second car is sold, third car is sold, all the 5 cars are sold and money is slowly given to XYZ Limited. So, what is the benefit to XYZ Limited? The biggest benefit to XYZ Limited is that cars which they were able to sell only in Mumbai city, now they will be even able to sell in Bhavnagar city. What is the benefit to Mr. A? Please understand, the biggest benefit to Mr. A will be that Mr. A would be charging commission. Yes, for every car sold, yes, for every car sold to a customer, Mr. A will be charging commission. Then when the cars are sold, Mr. A will be charging a commission. Say 1 lakh rupees for every car. So he will be getting 5 lakh rupees of commission. What problem Mr. A was having? He was not able to bring cars to Bhavnagar. He was not having enough money to purchase car and then sell it. That problem is solved. He will be getting his commission. XYZ Limited problem was that they were not able to move out of the city as they were not having enough human resources. That problem is also solved. This transaction is known as consignment transaction. Please understand, to consign means to send. What is happening? First of all, a person is sending goods to another person. First of all, a person is sending goods to another person. The first person is just sending the goods. The first person is not selling the goods. Mind well, the first person is not selling the goods. It is just sending the goods to the second person. The second person would be holding possession on behalf of first person. When 5 cars are lying in Bhavnagar, the ownership still remains with XYZ Limited. The ownership still remains with XYZ Limited. Then the second person will be selling the goods to the customer on behalf of the first person, that is XYZ Limited. Mr. A, the second person, will be collecting the money and giving back the entire money to XYZ Limited. Mr. A will not be doing this transaction for free. Mr. A will not be doing this transaction for free. Mr. A will be charging commission, 5 lakh rupees of commission for doing this entire transaction. Friends, understand, this is a win-win situation. Both the parties were having certain restrictions, and by undertaking this transaction, both the parties are able to solve their limitations. I hope you are understanding this. Please understand certain terms. Yes, XYZ Limited, who is sending the cars, yes, will be known as consignor. This person will be known as consignor. Mr. A, who is receiving the cars and then selling to the customers, will be known as consignee. Yes, and this would be a third party customer. Is it fine? So, the person who is sending first the goods is the consignor, the person receiving the goods is consignee. What do you think, the ownership is transferred? No, the ownership is not transferred. Yes, first the goods are sent by the consignor to the consignee, ownership still remains with the consignor. Then the consignee sells the goods on behalf of, please understand, the goods are sold to the customer on behalf of XYZ Limited, and then the money is received by the consignee and given back to the consignor. For doing this activity, Mr. A, the consignee, will be charging commission. Is it fine? Yes or no? I hope the entire story is clear. What we are supposed to learn? We are supposed to learn to account for every transaction in the books of consignor, and we are also supposed to learn to account for every transaction in the books of consignee. What shall be the accounting treatment in the books of consignor? What shall be the accounting treatment in the books of consignee? I hope this much is fine. First of all, yes. See friends, I have given a simple example, but in real life this example becomes a bit complicated, and we need to even learn the accounting for such transaction. What will be happening? First of all, when the cars are sent to Mr. A, certain expenses are to be made, like loading, unloading charges, then you can say transportation charges, insurance, etc. When the goods are lying with Mr. A, there are certain expenditures to be incurred, like you need to take a showroom on rent. So Mr. A will be taking showroom on rent. Mr. A will be incurring certain expenses like advertisement expense or something like that. Further, then the goods are sold, money is to be received. It might happen that the goods are sold on credit, there may be a bad debt, and then the money is remitted back to the consignor. Understand, each and every transaction is practically taking in the name of consignor. Each and every transaction is practically taking place in the name of consignor. Why in the name of consignor? Because the goods are just sent, the possession is being changed, risk and rewards, everything remains with XYZ Limited, the consignor, and Mr. A is just working as an agent, as a commission agent to XYZ Limited. So you can also say that XYZ Limited is working as a principal and Mr. A is working as a agent. I hope this much is fine. Yes or no? Yes. Let us have a brief reading. Then also we'll solve one example and you will understand. I would request everyone to come to the second page of consignment chapter, page number 6.45. There may be a change in the page number, but request everyone to come to page number 6.45. Yes, I am reading the first point, that is meaning of consignment account. To consign means to send. In accounting, the term consignment account relates to the account dealing with a situation where one person or firm send goods to another person or firm on the basis that the goods will be sold on behalf of and at the risk of former. I hope you are now understanding the situation. Yes, the goods are sent by one person to another person and goods are being sold on behalf and risk of XYZ Limited. The following should be noted carefully. Yes, friends, please in your module write down the characteristics of consignment transaction. Yes, please write down the characteristics of consignment transaction. The party which sends the goods is called consignor or principal. The party whom the goods are sent is called as the consignee or the agent. The ownership of the goods, that is the property in the goods, remains with the consignor or the principal. I hope you are now understanding. When the cars are reaching Bhavnagar, the ownership still remains with XYZ Limited. The agent or the consignee does not become their owner even though the goods are in the possession on sale. Even though the goods are in his possession. Yes, Mr. A will never become the owner of this 5 cars. On sale, of course, the buyer will become the owner. The customer will become the owner when the car is sold to him. The consignor does not send an invoice to the consignee. He sends a pro forma invoice, a statement that looks like an invoice but is really not one. The object of pro forma invoice is only to convey the information to consignee regarding the particulars of goods sent. Yes, we will be dealing further with this pro forma invoice, but please understand what is happening. When the goods are being sent from Mumbai to Bhavnagar, a pro forma invoice is also sent with the goods. Yes, generally what happens when you are selling the goods, you issue an invoice. This is not a perfect invoice but a pro forma invoice. You can say a dummy invoice. What this invoice will be containing, what details this invoice will be containing? The details of the goods. Why? To ensure the safety of the goods, so that Mr. A comes to know that what was sent by XYZ Limited. I hope you are clear with this. In detail, we will be having certain discussions on this. Usually the consignee recovers from the consignor all the expenses incurred by him on the consignment. This, however, can be changed by an agreement between two parties. Yes, as I told that Mr. A will also be incurring certain expenditures. That expenditure will also be recovered with this commission. So XYZ Limited will be paying commission plus expenditure incurred by Mr. A. I hope this is fine. Plus the expenditure incurred by Mr. A. Why? Because entire profit, risk, rewards belong to XYZ Limited. What belongs to Mr. A is nothing but just 5 lakh rupees of commission. Yes, but this may be changed by an agreement. Our practical questions will be very specific, that what will be the terms between the consignor and the consignee. Further, it is also usual for the consignee to give an advance to the consignor in the form of cash or a bill of exchange. It is adjusted against the sale proceeds of goods. Friends, this might happen in few questions we will be having. What is happening? See, XYZ Limited is sending goods. See, a car of 50 lakhs, so 5 cars. So, goods worth rupees 2 crore 50 lakhs to Mr. A. And it is a risk taken by XYZ Limited that Mr. A will be remitting the entire money to XYZ Limited. So that may happen. It is not always necessary that when the cars are sent, before that XYZ Limited takes certain money. What is happening? Please understand. When the car is sold by Mr. A is supposed to give back the money then what XYZ Limited is saying, that beforehand you give us certain advance, that as you are supposed to give us the money later on, you give me certain money in advance, but that shall be a small amount. Why a small amount? Because if Mr. A was having enough funds, he would have purchased it and then sold into the market, but it may depend on the question. Sir, what is bill of exchange? That will be learning when it comes into a question. For his work, the consignee receives a commission calculated on the basis of gross sales. Generally, it is calculated on the basis of gross sales. That is Mr. A. What is the main income of Mr. A? The main income of Mr. A is nothing but commission. Yes, that he will be charging, and generally it is a percentage of sales made. Yes, generally it is a percentage of sales made. For ordinary commission, the consignee is not responsible for any bad debt that may arise. If the agent is to be made responsible for bad debt, he is to be paid commission called Del Credit Commission. It is to be calculated on total sales, not merely on credit sales, until and unless agreed. Sir, what was this Del Credit sales? Del Credit Commission? Just wait for 2 lectures, we will be learning it. For time being, we are skipping it. Periodically, the consignee ends to the consignor a statement called account sales. It sets out the sales made by the consignee, the expenses incurred on behalf of consignor, the commission earned by the consignee, and the balance due to consignor. So, what will be happening? When the entire transaction is over, 5 cars are given to Mr. A. Mr. A is selling all the 5 cars. Mr. A is receiving the money, and after that Mr. A will be issuing a account sales. What do you mean by account sales? Account sales is nothing but a statement. In layman term, you can say working of Mr. A, that he is supposed to give this much of money, and in return he is supposed to take this much of money. That is nothing but account sales. Firm usually likes to ascertain the profit or loss on each consignment or consignments to each consignee. This is a very important thing. Now, XYZ Limited in their accounts wants to know separately that whether they earned some money from doing this entire exercise, or whether they have lost money by doing this exercise. Please understand what XYZ Limited wants. XYZ Limited is having their own huge business in Mumbai. They are not concerned with their business in Mumbai as of now. They want to specifically know that by dealing with Mr. A in such a manner, whether they have earned something or not. Because it might happen that XYZ Limited have told to Mr. A to sell the cars in 60 lakhs, but he is able to sell only for 50 lakhs, and he have not earned much profit for XYZ Limited, or the commission which is paid is not recovered. So, XYZ Limited wants to know separately that whether from doing this exercise they have earned something or not, and for that you need to prepare a consignment account. Yes, you need to prepare a consignment account. I hope this is fine. Yes or no? Consignment account relates to the account dealing with such business where one person sends goods to another person on the basis that such goods will be sold on behalf of and at the risk of the former. I hope this is absolutely clear. Yes, friends. Just give me a minute. I'll clean the board. You can skip the video for a minute, and then we'll discuss further. Yes friends, see what happens. Our basic intention to learn this accounting is that we want to ascertain the profit or loss from the consignment transaction, that is from the viewpoint of XYZ Limited. Yes, whether they have earned something or not. So let us take a small example. Let us take a small example and then understand in a logical sense. First, let us understand in a logical sense. What is happening? XYZ Limited is purchasing 5 cars of 50 lakh each. Yes, XYZ Limited is purchasing 5 cars first. Then XYZ Limited sends to Mr. A and incurs freight rupees 10,000, insurance, transit insurance rupees 20,000. Yes, the goods are received by Mr. A. Mr. A incurs showroom rent 50,000 and other expense 50,000. Please understand that Mr. A is selling 5 cars at 60 lakh each. Yes, and Mr. A is charging commission of rupees 5 lakh. Yes, this is the entire story. Say for example, this is the entire story. What is happening? First, XYZ Limited is purchasing car 50 lakhs rupees each, sending it to Mr. A at Bhavnagar. Mr. A is incurring certain expenses. Mr. A is selling the cars and Mr. A is charging 5 lakh rupees of commission. Friends, you need to ascertain what shall be the profit of XYZ Limited. Before doing that, you understand one thing. Each and every transaction is carried in the name of XYZ Limited. That is, it is the responsibility of XYZ Limited. Mr. A will be only doing one thing, selling cars on behalf of XYZ Limited, and for that it will be earning commission. I hope this is fine. Now please understand, at last what shall be the profit or loss to XYZ Limited. Just pause the video for a second, note this down and also find out what shall be the profit or loss to XYZ Limited. Yes, yes friends, let us prepare a profit and loss account. Yes, let us prepare a profit and loss account. Yes, what we'll be doing? We'll be writing expense on this debit side and we'll be writing income on credit side. Whose expense? XYZ Limited's expense for this consignment transaction. Whose expense? XYZ Limited's income for this consignment transaction. One by one, when the cars are sent, XYZ Limited purchased the cars, first kept in their godown and then dispatched them to Mr. A in Bhavnagar. So what XYZ Limited will be thinking? That we need to recover at least 50 lakh rupees. It's an expenditure relating to this consignment transaction. Yes or no? Yes. So what is the biggest expenditure? 2 crore 50 lakh rupees of cars. Yes. Then they are also incurring certain expenditure. What is that expenditure? 30,000 rupees of expenditure of freight and insurance. Now the cars have reached Bhavnagar. They are in the possession of Mr. A. Mr. A is also incurring certain expenditure. Please friends understand, though this expenditure is incurred by Mr. A, money is going from the pocket of Mr. A, but please understand, that is to be borne by who needs to bear this expenditure of 1 lakh. It is to be borne by XYZ Limited, hence it is an expenditure for this consignment transaction. Yes, 1 lakh rupees of expenditure which was incurred by Mr. A. Mr. A will be charging this 1 lakh rupees plus his commission. Now, Mr. A is selling each car at 60 lakh rupees. Mr. A is selling each car at 60 lakh rupees. So, that is an income for Mr. A. No, that is the income for XYZ Limited. So, they will be writing as an income. How much rupees? 3 crore rupees. Yes, 3 CR of income. Mr. A is now at the end charging some money for his duties performed, and that is nothing but his commission. How much commission? 5 lakh rupees. Please friend understand, this 5 lakh rupees is nothing but expenditure for this consignment transaction which is undertaken by XYZ Limited. Yes, so at last, is there any stock left? Nothing. The transactions are over, the money is paid, received, everything is done. And can you tell me what is the profit? Yes, the profit turns out to be ₹43 lakh 70,000. Yes, 43 lakh 70,000. Simple, easy to understand. Yes, this is nothing but your consignment account. This is nothing but your consignment account. I think logically it is clear to you people. Now, the only thing that we are supposed to learn here is what shall be the names to be written over here. The only thing that we are supposed to learn is what shall be the names to be written over here, and that is the major portion of our consignment accounting. Still there would be something coming further, but I hope you are clear with what we are supposed to do in this consignment chapter. Yes, so that was a basic introduction. Let us read one theory question and then we'll be ending our today's class, and in tomorrow's class we'll be writing down the journal entries. Yes, I'll request everyone to please note this down, just a small example. Yes, let us understand the distinctions between consignment and sales. In consignment, the ownership of the goods rests with the consignor till the time they are sold by the consignee, no matter the goods are transferred to the consignee. XYZ Limited though sends the goods to Mr. A, but the ownership still remains with XYZ Limited. While in case of sale, what will be happening? When the goods are, the delivery is given, the possession is given, even the ownership is also transferred. The ownership of the goods transfers with the transfer of goods from the seller to the buyer. Further, the consignee can return the unsold goods to the consignor. See, it may happen that the 4 cars are sold and 1 car is still left unsold even after 6 months. Then what Mr. A can do? He can send back that car to XYZ Limited. But that normally happens, but that does not normally happen in case of sale. Say for example, Mr. A is purchasing those 5 cars and now he is not able to sell 1 car. Then he cannot return it back till the time the seller wishes to get it back. The consignor bears the loss of goods held with the consignee. Is an interesting thing. The ownership remains with the consignor. So what may happen that the 5 cars are sent to Mr. A in Bhavnagar. In showroom, there occurs a fire and 1 car is destroyed. Then who will be bearing the loss of that 50,000? That loss of 50,000 will be still borne by XYZ Limited. But sir, it may be a mistake of Mr. A. Whatever it may be, but the loss belongs to XYZ Limited because the ownership of the goods is with XYZ Limited. is the buyer, it is the buyer who will bear the loss, if any, after the transfer of goods. Yes, in case Mr. A has purchased those 5 cars then, and one car is destroyed by fire, who will be bearing the loss? Obviously Mr. A, the purchaser. The relationship between the consignor and the consignee is that of principal and agent. Obviously, as I told, Mr. A will be acting on behalf of and on instruction of XYZ Limited. The relationship between the seller and the buyer is that of a creditor and a debtor. The Mr. A will then become a debtor, and XYZ Limited will then turn out to be a creditor. Yes, means what? Mr. A will not be acting on the instruction of XYZ Limited. Expenses done by the consignee to receive the goods and to keep it safely are borne by the consignor unless there is any other agreement. Yes, to safeguard the goods, to take care of the goods, the expenses are first incurred by Mr. A, but at last are borne by the consignor. But in case of sale, the purchaser needs to incur expenses by himself to safeguard the goods. I hope the distinction is clear. Just pause the video for a minute and go through the differences. Yes friends, for today we are keeping up till here. We are not stretching this class lengthy one. In the next class we will be starting with the journal entries. You need to write down the entries, you need to write down what I am making you write in your book, so that you can refer later on. What we will be doing is first writing down the concepts and then solving certain illustrations. Is it fine? So in the next class we will be starting with entries and also try to solve certain questions, so that it becomes absolutely clear to you people. Fine, till then, thank you very much, and please utilize your time properly.